Here we see it confused, and what's it going to do? It's going to hit itself in confusion, and it's going to knock itself out. So Kingdra is through to the quarterfinals. Hello everybody, welcome back to MetroMania. In the last episode, we saw Umbreon, unfortunately in the final round, knock itself out of the competition, allowing Kingdra to make its way through to the quarterfinals to face Arcanine. It has been a beautiful set of heats, but the heats are all over now. It's time for the quarterfinals to begin, and let's begin with Lucario taking on Charizard. Buckle up, this is going to be dirty. So here we go, it's Lucario versus Charizard. You've got to think advantage must go to Charizard in the sense that, you know, it's a fire type and, it has a distinct advantage type-wise over Lucario, but steel types have proven to be very wily in Metromania, and the Metronome doesn't always afford fire-type moves to fire-type Pokemon. Here's Shiny Charizard, start off with Roar of Time to get things going with the big guns. Of course, it's going to be resisted by Lucario, but a big chunk of damage nonetheless. We'll have a recharge turn, though. Regular Charizard goes for Stuffed Cheeks. Going to raise its defense sharply, I believe, because it's a Leper Berry. And it would restore its HP a little bit, but of course it has full HP, so no worries there. But it also means it has no Leper Berry now. And here comes Shiny Lucario, who's going to go for Nuzzle. That's a great play to start off with. Paralyzing regular Charizard, as well as chipping a little bit away at that HP. That's a great start for the Lucario side. Here comes the regular Lucario, though, and what's it going to do as its first move at this battle? Goes for Iron Defense. Turnabout is fair play, raising its own defense by 2 stages. Make sure you smackaroo that subscribe button and drop a little, click the bell thing and put all notifications on. You don't want to miss anything on this channel, do you, dickhead? Right. There's the recharge turn for the Shiny Charizard. Regular Charizard, I didn't even see what it did, but here's a Bolt Strike from Shiny Lucario. Does it even matter? Oh, of course, Charizard slowed down. It hasn't done anything yet because the paralysis. That's what you're telling me in the comments. You can slow down. But that critical hit takes Charizard right out, so it's not even going to move this turn. Now it's over to regular Lucario, who must be feeling pretty damn confident right about now, who goes for High Jump Kick, which is going to be resisted by Charizard, but it is going to land, which means no crash damage. But Shiny Charizard is in a difficult position right now because it's so early into the battle and its partner has already fallen. This is mad. Okay, here comes Shiny Charizard now. What's it going to do as a response to the last turn? Goes for Energy Ball. That is a grass-type move. That's going to be resisted by the Steel-type Shiny Lucario. Still a decent chunk of damage there, but not quite enough to bring it down to less than half its max HP. Here comes that Shiny Lucario, though, wasting its turn using Spikes. That's very, very unfortunate. That's not a good play by the Lucario team. But here comes the regular Lucario, who's going to go for Spatial Rend. Wow, it's really BDSP and Legends Arceus season, isn't it? Oh my word. Spatial Rend dealing massive damage to Shiny Charizard. Critical hit once again. My word, Shiny Charizard sitting in the danger zone right now against 2 very healthy looking Lucario. What is Charizard going to do in response? Going to go for Flower Shield, and that's going to fail. That's a wasted turn. Lucario has the edge right now, and it's going to go for Fell Stinger. That's 4 times resisted, though, so not going to deal much damage there to Charizard. But with Charizard in the danger zone, literally any damage really counts right now. Here's Shiny Lucario, who's going to go for Fury Cutter, and is that enough to take down? It's not enough to take down Shiny Charizard. So Shiny Charizard lives a little bit longer. I thought it was done for there, but that 4 times resistant to bug type moves really helped it. What's it going to do here? A big overheat or something like that would really help it. Land's Wrath is a great play there. Going to be super effective on both Lucario. Big damage putting Shiny Lucario in the danger zone, but now it's the Lucario team's time to retaliate. And here comes regular Lucario with a Nightshade, guaranteed 50 damage. That is round 1. Charizard's going to go down, so it's time to take a lovely moment to hear from our sponsors.
Yarrit everybody, it's your boy here to talk about GFuel! As you should already know by now, GFuel is an energy formula with 0 sugar and barely any calories and a whole heap of wonderful flavors like the fantastic raspberry iced tea that I'm drinking today. I tried to point to it, my finger slipped past it. That's a bit provocative. You know what else is provocative? You can use code ACE and save yourself 10% on any of the wonderful flavors of GFuel. Ain't that bloody good? What lovely sponsors of this channel GFuel are. Oh, that is amazing. I am on a proper raspberry iced tea binge right now. It's one of my favorite flavors. Go get yourself some. Go get yourself one of the many other fantastic flavors of GFuel and use code ACE when you do for 10% off. Remember though, GFuel is for over 18s only because children don't need to be anywhere near caffeine. They're annoying enough as it is, and because it contains caffeine, drink it responsibly. Don't be a dickhead.
So here we go with round 2. The Charizard team back on the field, but they are trailing 0-1. The Lucario team really dominated that first round. That Bolt Strike absolutely ruined the Charizard team. Although they did show signs of coming back with Land's Wrath and things like that, so maybe the Charizard team has a chance. They have to win this round. We start off with a Yawn. That's a great play there by Shiny Charizard there, because that means in the end of the next turn, that Lucario is going to fall asleep for a bit, which will very much help the Charizard team gain an advantage. Here comes regular Charizard, who's going to go for Smart Strike, which won't be very effective against the Steel type regular Lucario there, but a bit of chip damage, decent chunk of chip damage as well. Critical hit on that. The Charizard team definitely need a win here, because if they don't equalize. And if they don't equalize, then Lucario goes 2-0. That's a resisted Fire Punch there from the Lucario onto the regular Charizard there. And now over to the Shiny Lucario. And Shiny Lucario is going to go for Aurora Veil without the Hail Up, so it fails. That's very unfortunate for the Shiny Lucario there. So Charizard has been given an opportunity here. It's got another chance to maybe break through and use some of its firepower, so to speak. Here's a flip turn, though, from Charizard onto Shiny Lucario for a big chunk of damage there. That was a good, solid hit. Can start again. Shiny Charizard, can you do anything? Corrosive Gas, going to get rid of all the Leper Berries of everybody else on the field but itself. I don't know how smart that is. Probably a bit of a wasted turn, to be honest, because it doesn't do any damage to anybody. And now here comes the Shiny Lucario, who's going to go for Flamethrower. That is also resisted by the Charizard team. The Lucario team making quite a few mistakes here. Is that going to cost them this round? Is that going to give the equalizer to the Charizard team? Here's the regular Lucario, who's going to go for Thunderbolt. That's not going to be a problem for the Lucario team. That's going to do big damage to the Charizard right there. Regular Charizard taking a massive chunk of damage as Lucario puts the final little exclamation point on its offensive capabilities before going to a nice deep sleep because of that Yawn from before. Here's the regular Charizard, who's going to go for Energy Ball. We tried this last round, I'm pretty sure. It didn't do much, so why try it again? Not a great deal of damage there to that regular Lucario, but whilst it's asleep, you might as well take it out of contention. I'd focus on its partner that's awake right now, though. Shiny Charizard going for Head Smash and is focusing on Shiny Lucario. Barely any damage, though, because Charizard's not much of a physical attacker. A little tiny bit of recoil damage there as well. Regular Lucario, of course, fast asleep. So Shiny Lucario is going to be the only member of its team making a move this turn, and it's going to go for Fire Blast, which, again, is a fire-type move, so is resisted by regular Charizard, but it puts it dangerously close to being knocked out. Having said that, regular Charizard is in a very dangerous position. What's it going to do in response to that Fire Blast? Oh, knocking it out with Fire Blast would have been an insult, wouldn't it? Goes for Razor Shell. It's avoided by the sleeping Lucario. Try and convince me how that works. And here's the Shiny Charizard with Core Enforcer, Shades of Zygarde complete form. And here we see, look at that beautiful ZZZ, beautiful, takes regular Lucario down to less than half its max HP, who wakes up. I mean, a Core Enforcer would probably wake me up, to be honest, or kill me. And it goes for Hold Back, which isn't going to do a great deal of damage. Probably should have focused on the regular Charizard there. Could have taken one of your opponents out of contention. But now it's time for Shiny Lucario, who goes for Heal Bell. A bell chimes, but nothing happens because nobody's asleep or burned or paralyzed or frozen or anything like that. So a wasted turn, really, by the Lucario team. Here comes the Shiny Charizard now starting off the next turn. And it's going to go for Flatter, increasing the special attack of Shiny Lucario by 1 stage, which is risky, but also confusing it, meaning it may hit itself instead of its opponents. And that could play well in favor of the Charizard team. Speaking of Charizard, here is regular Charizard getting ready for what could very well be its last move. Goes for Power Trip without any stat increases, so it's not going to do a great deal of damage there. Just a little bit of damage to Shiny Lucario because it's a Dark-type move, activates the Justified ability, so Shiny Lucario is now at +1 attack and +1 special attack. And now regular Lucario begins its turn with Psychic, onto which Charizard looks like it's going to be the Shiny Charizard. Their big chunk of damage, though. Shiny Lucario is, of course, confused and is not going to hit itself. Going to ignore the confusion. Both its offensive stats are increased by 1, but goes for Will-O-Wisp, which doesn't affect fire types. They really need to stop with the fire type moves in this battle. They don't do as much damage to Charizard as you think they're going to do. Here comes Shiny Charizard. In the case of Will-O-Wisp, nothing at all. Shiny Charizard goes for Baton Pass. That's going to fail. There's no one to pass it to. So over to The sitting duck that is regular Charizard, who's going to go for Poison Tail, doesn't affect Shiny Lucario because it's a Steel type. Shiny Lucario is going to ignore the confusion once again. And what's it going to use? It's going to go for Rollout. That's a Charizard's nightmare right there. 4 times effective Rollout with +1 attack. Down goes regular Charizard. There's just one Charizard on the field, and it needs to take out that Shiny Lucario. Otherwise, if it's allowed to use Rollout, that's going to be the end of Charizard. Here's a Petal Blizzard from regular Lucario. 4 times resisted by Charizard. Also resisted by Shiny Lucario, so not a great deal of damage done there. But now that that Shiny Lucario is locked into Rollout, this is life or death for Charizard. Shiny Charizard needs to get rid of that Lucario, or that Lucario needs to miss. Otherwise, Charizard is out of this competition. Here comes the Giga Impact on, I would argue, the wrong Lucario there, meaning that the regular Lucario can use a move, but also Shiny Lucario has a guaranteed free rollout there. Parting Shot from Lucario, just in case it survives the rollout somehow, dropping the attack and special attack, but we know it's coming. Are you going to hit yourself in confusion? It's going to ignore the confusion, go for the rollout. That's got to be the quarterfinal. Down goes Shiny Charizard, and Lucario is going to the semi-finals. Now we play for pride. Can the Charizard team leave with their pride intact? That is gutting for Charizard fans across the world, but the Lucario team just absolutely smashing their way through with that rollout. Once rollout happened against Charizard, of all the moves for Charizard to be up against, Rollout and Rock Slide are the 2 worst moves for the Metronome to choose against it. Burning Jealousy from the regular Charizard. Massive damage from the Burning Jealousy there on both the Lucario. Maybe the Charizard team want to prove they can actually take out these Lucario. We see Aeroblast, which will be neutral damage from the Shiny Charizard there, taking out Shiny Lucario. They're saying, look, we could have taken them out all along if we'd only had the opportunity. But you had the opportunity, numbnuts. Here we see Flatter from the regular Lucario, who's now on its own with less than half its max HP at the end of turn 1. Going to confuse regular Charizard and increase its special attack by 1 stage. But my word, what a statement that's been made by the Charizard team. They want to leave with their pride intact. Typical Charizard, really. You know what I mean? And here's the confused regular Charizard, who is going to ignore the confusion, get itself ready with the Metronome, and what is it going to do? Going to go for Topsy-Turvy, but that is going to fail. So over to Shiny Charizard to see if it has anything to follow up with. And that's going to go for Mega Kick. That's going to be avoided by Lucario. What is Lucario going to do right now? It's going to go for Rock Smash, which of course is a fighting type move. So it's going to be same type attack bonus, but not very effective on the flying type Charizard. So another bit of a wasted turn, really. That Lucario, if it wants to go for the clean sweep, really needs to do something special here. But here comes Shiny Charizard, who's going to go for Echoed Voice. That'll be not very effective on that Lucario, but does edge it into the danger zone. So Lucario in a very difficult position. That was a critical hit, Echoed Voice right there. And here's the regular Charizard, who is going to ignore the confusion once again. Has anyone in this battle hit themselves in confusion? And it's going to go for High Horsepower, avoided by Lucario. So now Lucario has another opportunity to fire back. Going to go for Razor Leaf, which is going to be 4 times resisted by both Charizard there. So just a tiny bit of chip damage on both of them. My word. The Charizard team showing that they could possibly be dominant. They could have easily gone through. Regular Charizard hits itself in confusion, so no move for regular Charizard. Now Shiny Charizard has a chance to follow up, and it's going to go for Mean Look, which is completely pointless because no one can escape from this battle. So yet again, in this round, the Charizard team have given Lucario an opportunity to go for the clean sweep. What is it going to do? It's going to go for Electric Terrain. That's probably a wasted turn as well. They're just tiptoeing around each other. They kind of get that the Pride round is just for Pride. So some of the Pokemon have a tendency to not care as much about the Pride rounds. Much like some people watching this right now have probably clicked off the video already because they're like, well, I know who's going through, so I don't need to watch the rest. Watch the entertaining Metronome battle, you fool. And now we see confusion from the Shiny Charizard. Is that enough to take out that Lucario? It is, and down goes Lucario, so Charizard does indeed leave with its pride, but the quarterfinal winner and the first of our semi-finalists for Season 12 is Lucario. Lucario moves on with that 2-1 victory into the semi-finals. And of course, next week we're going to find out its opponent as Noivern takes on Heracross, so make sure you don't miss it.
So thank you very much for watching this episode of MetroMania. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. Share this video with a friend. Head to twitch.tv/AceTrinLiam for all of my live streams. And of course, use code ACE for money off GFuel. But until next time, I'm AceTrinLiam. Keep on training.